Hey everyone, Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and it's Tuesday, so that means it's time for They Paid What? Sales update video. It was a really slow week this week. I didn't remember it being this slow when I was experiencing the week, but now that I look back on it, I'm like, I didn't spend a whole lot of time shipping last week. Saturday and Sunday had nothing until like Sunday night things started picking back up again. And you can see, like the 24th, I had one sale that was on Friday, and I had one sale on Saturday, and I had one sale, one sale on Thursday, and one sale on Wednesday. I don't know what was going on. Look at this. One sale, one sale. It was like the 1 day sale, I swear, but it was like the one item a day sale. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know where last week is comparing to this week. Let's just see. Just for fun. What is going on this week? Yeah, I already have 7. And it's Tuesday. So, yeah. Last week was just, something different, something going on. And something that I've noticed in my sales reports, when I go through them and I look at my weekly breakdowns, look at these. So it's like $500 and then $200 and then $400 and it goes back up. Well, following this week, it's going to be down at that $200 mark again. And I've noticed that that's kind of the way that things are working with my weeks. The one thing I am really happy about is when I was looking at my sales reports, my dollar amounts are going back up again. You remember I spent May and June listing these really low dollar items, and that's what I was selling. And what it did essentially was bring down my average sell price on my items. You can see I'm down at 22 and 21, and then this week I'm back up at almost $30 per item on average. And you think like that those things really don't matter, like, oh, what's the real big difference between 29 and 21? It's a huge difference in the grand scheme of things when you're talking about your big picture numbers. Um, the difference between that, that $9 there in a week can equal $100, $150, depending on how many items you're selling. If you're selling 10 items for $21 and you're selling $35 items for $30, that's a huge difference in sales numbers. So I'm really glad to see my average sell price going back up, because historically, my average sell price has always been kind of around $30. And I didn't like it whenever I was seeing it. If I go back here, there was a point in time that it had gotten down to, I think, 19. Yeah, look at that. $19. $18 was my average sale price in June. And that's all those smalls that I was listing. That's what I had going on. I sold 64 items at $18, average. So if you gotta think about it, those same 64 items at $30, that's $640. That's a big difference. And, it's the same amount of items, way more money. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get back to our measly little $9. 9 items. And it actually wasn't even 9 items, because I had an issue with 2 of them. This one got damaged and wasn't able to be delivered to the customer, so I had to refund them. They did leave me a positive feedback. I don't know if they dinged my DSRs, but they did leave me a positive feedback saying that it wasn't shipped out, that they didn't receive it. So, which is the truth. They didn't get it. And then this was a return. I didn't have them return it. I just told them to keep it. I have like 4 more of these, and I really didn't want it back. They said that it didn't fit. I think they ordered the wrong thing. I don't know if they thought they were getting a water tank or if they ordered the wrong size. But this is a filter holder. It goes inside of the water tank and in the. Why do I keep pointing like you guys can see? Right here. Um, Holds a filter. And so this is actually a filter holder that goes inside of the water tank, and I think they thought they bought a water tank. So they had just started a what am I doing? They had just started a return that said, didn't fit or whatever, and I'm like, I don't want it back. Keep it, donate it, whatever. Here's your money. Sorry, it didn't fit. I didn't even ask them. I knew what they did. Which is that's just part of business and selling parts. So let's get excited. Get into the exciting sales. Yay! All right, so I sold these 3 calculators. These are TI-83s, and one of them was a TI-83 Plus. They had pixelation problems in the screen. There was lines and just things weren't good in the screen, so I just sold them as parts. I paid $1.99 for each one of them. That's normally what the store prices them at, and I always pick them up when I see them. There is a calculator seller in New York that generally will buy most of the calculators. I've sold to them twice. I know a couple other sellers that have gotten their calculators purchased by this calculator seller. I didn't even look to see if they sell them online. I know that's their business. They're called like calculator seller or something. So anyway, I took a best offer on these of 25 something. Yeah, 25.75, and that was still a good profit. I mean, it was $6 I ended up paying for the 3 of them, so it was still a decent profit. Let's see, I can tell you exactly what it was. Let's see, I got my calculators right here, $6, and my profit $17.37. So not bad on just, very easy to take pictures of, very easy to list. I mean, what else is there? It's calculator. It's broken. Okay, so next up, I am just having clicking problems today, y'all. What is going on with me? Okay. Was that little thing that sold for $8.95, but like I said, I had to refund them. And then this didn't go through. That went on best offer for $20, including shipping, but I had to refund that. Like, what a bad day. And then here's my Littlest Pet Shops. Yay. Alright, so I had bought this whole lot of Littlest Pet Shops. And I'd actually bought them from a friend. She had posted them on the one of the Facebook garage sale sites, and since she's my friend, it had notified me, your friend Deanne has posted in, Round Rock buy and sell page or whatever. And I'm like, cool. So I saw them right away, and I was like, I want these. And she gave me a hookup price of like I paid $30, I believe is what I gave her for all of the Littlest Pet Shops, the accessories, and then there was some buildings. And then over time I had kind of accumulated a couple buildings on my own for like $1.99 here and $1.99 there. So she had buildings and things, and then I had like 2 more buildings that I added to it. I sold the buildings on Craigslist, and I sold 3 to one lady and 2 to another lady. It's funny because the one lady I sold to was like $15 for these 2 or 3 little buildings. Then the other lady came to my house, and she was gonna buy these buildings, and I think I sold them to her for like $40. Well, she brought her kids, so I had this whole box of Littlest Pet Shops that were leftovers. I had already sold like the good ones, like the Great Danes and the Raceabout cat, and I had some other little dogs and cats that I had sold, and I had already made like over $100 on them. But I had all of these leftover pets, and so she came to buy the buildings, and I was like, oh, I also have these pets, and her kids just started pulling them out. I always wanted this one. I always wanted that one. $30 later, because I told her she could have them for $3 a piece, she got more pets, so she ended up spending $70. Um, and then I had these left over. They were just oddball animals, the lizards, the turtle, and a couple dogs, a couple cats, but not any of the more expensive kinds. And then a whole bunch of accessories in there, like all their little beds and just a bunch of different accessories. Um, yeah, see, there was 32 pets and 70 accessories. And I took a best offer. It was a good one too. Oh, it wasn't even a best offer. It was $69.95. Why is it saying best offer? I didn't take a best offer. She paid full price. Bizarre. I thought I didn't take a best offer. Anyway, so she paid $69.95 plus shipping. So $82 for my leftover Littlest Pet Shops. So I'm waiting to find another good Littlest Pet Shop like collection because this was great. It was fun. Me and my daughter sat there. My 8-year-old at the time, she was 7. I taught her how to look them up so we could figure out what they were worth. Because with Littlest Pet Shops, it's kind of hard. You can't unless you just know from experience. There really isn't a way for you to value them without actually putting the work in. There's a website that has them all listed, but they're listed like there's 1,000 of them, and you'd have to scroll through and try to find them. What we did, and what I taught her how to do, is she got on the tablet, and we would put in what it was. It was a dog with blue eyes, and then if it had a shape, if it had a shape in the eyes, like a diamond or a heart or whatever was in the eyes. And then she would just scroll through and she would find the matching ones. I mean, she was good at finding matchers. And we sat there for a couple hours and searched through and got them all. Found the ones that were valuable, found the ones that just weren't worth, much. I mean, if I wanted to get in the $5 pet business, I could have, but I don't want to get in the $5 pet business. So, yeah, it was actually a really good learning experience. I would say if you have a huge collection of Littlest Pet Shops that you found, take the time, make you a margarita or something, a glass of wine, tea, whatever it is, your relaxing time, and sit there and do the research, because the research is so valuable. Because after that, once you do it the one time, then you can spot them. I mean, like, they're grained in your brain, so you can spot the valuable ones. So whenever you're out at a garage sale or you're out at a thrift store and you see something and you're not quite sure, because a lot of times people price them really high. They either price them really dumbly low, like $1 for the whole thing, or they price them like $50. And $50 might be worth it if it's got some goodies in there. So that research that you did, you'll be able to spot it and go, okay, I know that one's $40, and I know that pet is worth $30. So yes, I'll buy these 100 pets for $50 because I know those two right there are worth the whole set. And then you can always, like I did, sell the leftovers for $70. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that rant. I bought this for $4.99 at the Goodwill. This is not sold in stores anymore. It actually came out, I had it right as Maleficent was opening in theaters. And I totally didn't list it. But it's probably good that I didn't, because, this came in and making it even more rare because the merchandise is just not on the shelf anymore and blah, blah, blah. But this is actually a shield. It's probably about this big. I could tell you because I measured it. Yeah, it's got a shield that's 18 inches, and then it has a sword. And it was all new in the package, except for it did have some marks. I showed in the thing. It had some marks and discoloring, but it was new in the package, and I put on there that, what was shown. It's made of foam. I sold it $49, I think. Yeah, full price. $49 plus shipping. And I paid $4.99 for it. So that was good. This is just a filter holder from a Black & Decker coffee maker I bought. I would have made really good money off of this machine. It was actually this one right here. But my carafe on the bottom was broken, and I didn't notice that it was broken. So I parted it out. I took the lid off, and I had the water tank, and I took the little inside filter cover, and then I just threw the rest of the stuff away. I took a best offer on this, I believe, of $8. Oh yeah, $9 plus shipping. I paid $6.99 for the machine, so I've already got my money back. And then I still also have two more parts. And then here's my Dulce Gusto. If you remember, I bought a red one. And I actually was going to consider putting it on Amazon because there aren't any listed right now on Amazon. And I actually found my drip tray that I had from before from another unit, so now it was totally complete. Well, right as I found the drip tray, I sold the capsule holder. So now mine's not complete. But I think I actually have another one. So I'm going to go find it. And I might consider um, putting it over on Amazon for like $80 for the entire unit. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep waiting, and then I'm going to sell another piece of it. And then I'm going to be like, oh, answered my question. So actually the pot holder sold full price, $14.95 plus shipping. And it actually went international, if that shipping looks really high to you. It went to Canada. And I sold these little houses from a Lego Ninjago game that I had parted out. It was this game right here. I paid $2.99 for it, and I've parted it out and made a stupid amount of money on, because I did sell ninjas like this. I sold the little skeleton guys. I sold these. I sold $25 worth of the pieces to that Lego game. These ones went for $6, and they actually said if the offer's too low, let me know. I like to haggle, but I didn't really care, and I just went ahead and took the offer because $6 was fine. I paid $2.99 for the game. I don't care. Good for me. And then this piece, be quiet. And then this piece went off for $8.95. It was on sale plus shipping, and that was it. That's all I sold. That's all. So my profits for the month so far, I just hit $1,000. Yay! Which I think is pretty good for the amount of time I devote. What I'm gonna start doing next week, I'm actually gonna be really busy. My kids, I have a set of twins that are 13 and they live in Virginia. It's a long story, but they're gonna be here for a week, visiting their mom. I'm so excited. And I have to say that eBay and what I do with eBay, like totally made that happen, because I wouldn't be able to live the life that I have with the flexibility that I have that is required. Like it's required. I couldn't work an 8 to 5 normal job. It's required that I be flexible. And eBay and Amazon, help me do the things that I need to do in paying some of the bills, and I buy all the stuff for my daughter and my oldest daughter. I have to help with her, and I send money for the twins, and then this whole trip for next week is going to be like $2,000. Like that's what it's not cheap. And so eBay lets me do that, and that's really important. That's amazing. I feel incredibly blessed. I know people complain about eBay all the time, and I don't like the rules, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. You know what? It's an avenue, a venue to sell with customers that are not available on Bonanza or Attaway or eBay or any of those other sites that try to compete with eBay. And I know there's Amazon, but that's a totally different business. There isn't anything like eBay that, lets me provide for my family, for my part, to pay my part. And I get to do it from my house. So I thank eBay for that, because next week is going to be awesome. So anyway, I'm right at $1,000 in sales for the month. Profit. So anyway, there that is. And I wanted to show you also this little chart here. You can see like all my work from June and May are totally paying off, because look at these numbers. March doesn't count. It didn't pull all of March. here's April with less than $1,000 in sales. And so was May. And then you can see where things start picking up because I was listing like a crazy person. Um, and then there's July. And look at July. July is like totally double what it was in May. So, yay! But anyway, so this turned into a really long video for only 9 sales. I should really stop running my mouth all the time. Thanks for sticking it through. I really love you guys. You are so amazing. I have the most amazing subscribers. Thank you so much. And bye. Have a good week.